Howdy, y'all. It's Tuesday of Pipe Week 2026, and it's Cob Tuesday. It's the only cob I have that is still intact. It's tiny, itty bitty, but that's what we're smoking. It's got Poplar Camp in it. Well, that worked real good, didn't it? Let's try it again. Little tiny matches, too. There we go. Don't take much. So, it's Pipe Week. It's Cob Tuesday with Poplar Camp. But I will talk about corn today since we're, well, corn adjacent. Since it's Cob Tuesday. I grew up in southeastern Indiana. If you drive 5 miles in any direction in any of the towns around here, you're going to find corn. Fields and fields of it. But now in the last decade or so, soybeans become more common. A lot more common. They rotate those a lot. But we've also started getting wheat growing around here, which wasn't common until recently. But anyway, you grew up around here. You knew corn was good for things at different times of the year. Good for eating, sweet corn. Everybody had a garden, grew sweet corn. And if you didn't have a garden, there was a farmer's market stand alongside the road somewhere selling it. Kids will go out in the fields after they had been harvested, find the ears that wasn't got. You could shell the ears, feed your pets, animals, love them bird feeders. Or more importantly, you could snap the ears in half and you could have war with them, throw them at each other. Lots and lots and lots of fun. But another thing you could do with the ears of corn, well, not the ears of corn, the fields of corn before they were harvested, you could hide on them. It starts out as a little kid. You go out in the cornfield, you get lost. And then you got to follow rows until you get out. Figure out where you are once you get out. Then get back to your house. Pretty much every kid that grew up around cornfields got lost in them at least once. You know, it sounds goofy, but it's true. But when you get older and you're a teenager, you hide in cornfields. What do I mean? You out drinking, cops show up. We're in a cornfield. You toilet paper in somebody's house. Run into a cornfield. You're hiding from your girlfriend's father. Run into a cornfield. They're an amazing place to hide. Because there ain't nobody following a group of teenagers or a teenager into a cornfield. It's just a bad idea. Cops will not chase you into a cornfield unless you're a murder suspect. Or you've done something very heinous. If they're just after you for partying along a road somewhere on the backside of a field, they're not going to chase you into a cornfield. If you're, well, in my era, they didn't. Let's put it that way. If you're out toilet paper in somebody's house, they won't chase you into a cornfield. They'll stand outside the edge of the cornfield screaming, "We've got you surrounded, come out." We got more officers on the way. We got a dog on the way. You'll get all these excuses. It's not enough trouble for them to come after you in most circumstances. Unless there's extensive property damage. If you ain't hurting nobody, and you're just out trying to have a good time, like toilet papering, at least in my day, or you're drinking at the backside of a field, they won't come after you. Whoever doesn't run gets caught. But otherwise, you're fairly safe. It's also a great way to ruin a finish on a car. If you run off the road and go through a cornfield, good thing. Now, this is set to be a short video because my corn stories aren't exactly that entertaining, except for one. When I was a kid, I had a .30 caliber ammo can. And for those of you that don't know what a .30 caliber ammo can is, it's a military box that they shipped ammunition in. Its footprint's about yo tall. Has a metal clasp on the side, seals it shut, and they're airtight-ish. And they're moisture resistant-ish. The newer the seals, the better the shape the canister's in, the more airtight they are. Some of them are exceptionally airtight, or moisture resistant, which is what they were supposed to be brand new. And as such, they were great for storing things in. And as a kid, having those or having access to those, you would store all your trinkets in them. Me, I have bunches of them because I would buy them. They were only 50 cents, $1, $2.50, $5 a piece, depending on the time frame you're looking at. When I got near $5, I stopped buying them. But I had a bunch, and I still have a bunch. Anyway, I stored everything in them. Tools, knives, BB gun ammunition, you name it. I stored it in it. As an adult, I store real ammunition in them. Well, one fall, they had shelled the fields, cut the fields. And there was a bunch of corn they didn't get. Still on the cob. The combine didn't get them off the stalk. Now, it may have just been the fact that it was the ends of the rows and they were knocked over as the combine turned around. I don't really know why they didn't get them. But they didn't. So I got them. And there was nobody to go to war with at that point in time. Nobody to chase. Nobody to shoot at, throw them at, whatever you want to call it. Which, by the way, was a thing that we all did. This thing doesn't want to stay going. Anyway, I got it, and I shelled it, which is just to take the kernels off the cob. Now, this stuff was dry enough you could flick it off with your finger. And anybody that's ever done that knows what I'm talking about. It's real simple. You just use your thumb and you just pop it off. Anyway, I shelled off 3/4 of one of those 30 cal ammo cans. I had this illustrious idea I was going to use it for squirrel bait. Squirrel season coming. I was going to take it out and put it in the woods in a pile. Try to get squirrels to come to it. Make it easier than me trying to track them down. Kid logic, you gotta think about it, is a little bit crazy. I put it in the ammo can. Didn't think nothing about it. Sealed it up, slid it on the edge of the bed. I forgot all about it. I forgot about it for quite some time. Well, I went looking for something else that was in one of those ammo cans that was under the edge of my bed. I started pulling them out one by one, and I grabbed this can, and it felt warm. Compared to the rest of them felt like they were ice cold. This one felt warm, so instead of just sliding it out and popping it at the edge of the bed on the floor, I pick it up and set it on top of the bed so I can get a better look, because I want to know what's in it. Completely forgot all about it. Now, on those ammo cans, there is a clasp that it locks into a groove, and you push it down, and it wrenches the lid down, so the seal happens. And then when you pull the handle, it pops loose, and you can flip it up, and you can use it as a way to open it. It becomes a lever. Anyway, on the back, the hinges are one-sided hinges. So the pins come in from one side, and you can slide the lid to the side, and the lid will pop off all the way. Well, I got this ammo can sitting up on my bed, and I raise the handle, and the second I get that handle past the breaking point, there's this loud, god-awful pop, and the lid vanishes from the canister. It sounded like somebody had fired a 12 gauge in my room. Now, luckily, my mom wasn't home at the time. My stepdad either wasn't there or he was outside, I would guess. But my sister was home. Now, she heard the loud kaboom and thought I'd done blown the house up. She knew I played with fireworks, explosives, real M80s, the traditional quarter sticks. Which, that's a fun story. That's how I came across those. But anyway, she comes rushing in to see what the hell's going on. I'm sitting there with my ears ringing, trying to figure out what exactly happened to the lid. Well, and why that exploded like that. I look in there, corn kernels. Touch them. They feel fine. They smell like corn kernels. Apparently, when I put the corn in there, it wasn't completely dry, and it started to break down a little bit, ferment, kind of, which made that a pressure vessel. The lid went from the bed and hit the ceiling, which in that house, they were 8-foot ceilings, I believe. Put a dent in it. I didn't go through it, just put a dent in it. And then shot off somewhere on its own. I ended up finding it on the other side of the bed on the floor. But to this day, as far as I'm aware of, there's still a dent in the ceiling that my mother doesn't know about. She will now if she watches the video, but the way my family watches my videos, so that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, that was a pretty good time. It was funny. Man, my ears rang for hours after that, though. Needless to say, that was the last time I ever stored anything organic that wasn't completely, totally dry in one of those canisters. And I'm pretty sure this pipe is empty, done. What's left in the bottom of it's just crusty. So, we'll call that the end of the video. Remember, folks, if you ain't having fun, you aren't doing it right. Have a great pipe week, everybody.